So you're thinking about moving to Houston, and in this video we're going to cover which areas to move into, matching your lifestyle and what you're looking for. So we're going to give you an overview of the Houston area. Stay to the very end and we'll share with you the best kept secret of Houston that you don't want to miss. Let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living life in Houston, Texas, the good and the bad, the yin and the yang, the pros and the cons, and subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to find about the market in Houston, Texas. My name is Joseph Diazada and welcome to our channel, Living Life in Houston, Texas. My partner, Carrie Josephson, and I, and our team of realtors get calls and messages every day from people just like you, and you looking for help on living life in Houston, Texas, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 10 days or 100 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'll be glad to help make your move smooth to Houston, Texas. Hey everyone, if you're thinking about moving to Houston, Texas, before you pick up that perfect place and call it home, it's super important that you choose the right neighborhood based on your lifestyle and what makes sense to you so that you don't make a mistake. So let's break down some key factors that would be things that you need to consider. All right, so Houston is a massive city. The size of Houston is about the same size as Connecticut. Connecticut fits in the same area, about 600 square miles in the Houston proper. There's a big joke in Houston that you can still live in Houston and long distance date because it's so large. Okay, we're gonna go through several categories and we're just gonna kind of break it down. We've got 9 categories and I wanted to kind of show you some different areas. So all right, so let me just bring up our little map here. All right, so again, Houston is radial, right? So it's just like a big old target. You've got Houston downtown here and you have 4 rings, right? So this is a loop or 610. This is Beltway 8 or Sam Houston Tollway. This is Highway 6 or 1960. And then out here is 99 or the Grand Parkway, which goes all the way around. So, and quite interesting stuff, right? So super fun. All right, so the very first thing that we want to talk about is proximity to work. Obviously, one of the important factors is transit time, and you don't want to take so much of your life on the road. And so obviously, if you work downtown, some of the real critical areas that are going to be super close for you, what you're want to do is live close to downtown. And really, those areas are going to be Midtown, which is right here. You can see Midtown here, or the Galleria, or obviously downtown if you live close to there. And some of the surrounding neighborhoods are going to be Edo, East Downtown, East River, Denver Harbor, that's over here. 5th Ward is here. We've got Montrose, the Heights. This right down here, which is the university area, is transitioning greatly. So you got to get used to what you're seeing out there. So trust me, when you go there, you'll understand what I mean. So number 2 is a school district. So for families, education is a top priority. Houston has several excellent schools and school districts that can make or break your neighborhood decision. So there are some really top tier schools. So let me show you that. We've got Memorial over here to the west if you can afford it, Westview and the Heights. Some notable mentions also is going to be up here in the Woodlands. It has great school districts. Definitely Katy ISD, and then Cypress up here, Cy-Fair ISD are also some great school districts. Obviously in Houston there's some good schools. Bel Air, some notable mentions are Bel Air. It's great. There's a school called the Mandarin School where they teach your kids Mandarin, Chinese, and it's duly spoke in there. So it's super interesting. That's all part of the public school education of Houston Independent School District. So number 3 is affordability. Budget is always a consideration when moving, obviously. So there are neighborhoods that cater to all types of budgets. Affordable, when you're trying to balance affordability and great amenities, budget is always a big consideration when moving, right? Houston has several neighborhoods that caters to all types of budgets. If you're looking for affordable areas, close to or adjacent to amenities. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. that. So the areas that are really good are going to be obviously Spring Branch, which is in this western corridor right here. Parts of Oak Forest is good. And then as well as Clear Lake, if you're able to travel a bit of distance, Clear Lake has some great options there where it's close to things. As you can see, you've got Kemah, Seabrook, and the Bay, and then off to the Gulf of Mexico, which is down here. You have Trinity, Galveston, and East Bay, and then through Port Bolivar, you've got the Gulf of Mexico, which is really cool that we have really two different kinds of topologies. We've got the ocean life or beach life if people want to do the island life, or really close by, and then we have all the amenities that come with a world-class city like Houston. All right, cultural scene. Let's talk about cultural scene. So realistically, obviously, you can see it's inside the loop. And, you know, honestly, if you guys are about nightlife, we're foodies. Both Carrie and I, we love the food. We love the arts culture. And if you're living near these locations, and typically they're inside the loop, it's because there's a lot of vibrant nightlife, which are going to be Edo, downtown, obviously, in Midtown, and then Montrose. There's tons of restaurants that you can go to. If you sign up with Paper City, Culture Map, or Houstonia, you'll be aware of all the new openings, all the lists. You know, Houstonia has great little lists of, you know, the top 10 burgers places, top 10 taco places, top 10 steak places. Definitely use that. And it's really, really local and focused on the scene. Yelp is good. Eater is good. Eater tends to cater to the traveler. Yelp is, you know, anybody who wants to share about it. But those three, Houstonia, Culture Map, and Paper City, really focuses on the new and upcoming, and then the notoriety. So I would definitely add that to your list of things to take a look at. Next thing to look at is green spaces and parks. Obviously, we've got Memorial, which is right close to Memorial Park. We've got the Heights. There's a little bit of an area there. And then over in Upper Kirby, there's a small little park there. So if you're talking about inside of the loop, that's where you would go. And obviously, you can see from many of the green spaces all around here that there's a lot of sections of Houston, if you end up going to the suburbs, where you can spend time in some really cool places and parks as well. Incidentally, Memorial Park is 3 times Central Park. So for those of you who've been to New York and how see how great that is, we are 3 times that. And did not know that. What's cool is the Upper Kirby management districts. There's 6 management districts that take business taxes and help with infrastructure and flow and programming. The Uptown Management District took over management of Memorial Park, and they've done some amazing stuff. They also got a foundation to donate to it. So there's the Glades, Clay Family Glades. There is the Living Bridge. There are 2 big, huge tunnels that go through the park. They have an international arts festival every year. So lots of really, really amazing things and outdoor activities that you can participate and enjoy over at Memorial. So safety, obviously safety is super important, and supposedly the most safest areas, I guess, are going to be River Oaks, which is the most expensive place in Houston, West University, the top 10 most expensive places, and then up here in the Woodlands, which is quite a bit of distance from here. And it's not to say that all other places in Houston are not safe. It's just rated the most safest places. And a lot of suburbs actually are fairly low crime and are fairly safe, because in Houston, you got to drive in a car. You don't have that proximity of tons of people. You have to drive everywhere to get certain places, things like that. So hopefully that balances the perspective of that. So the other one is housing style and ages. So those are going to be, let me kind of come out. The one is Heights. The Heights is really cool because it offers some Victorian, some row houses, some historic houses, and everything in between. And if it gets too old, they'll wipe it and put something new, some ginormous mansion. So it's really fun to be there in the Heights. Spring has a lot of new construction homes. Actually, most suburbs have a lot of new construction homes. So you can check out what the latest, greatest, especially with the materials that they're using these days, the efficiency that you can get with newer construction and things like that. And then also Midtown area has some new condos that are coming up as well. There's a lot of condos that are inside the loop that you can kind of take advantage of if you're looking for something new and fresh and different. So, all right, Traffic. Now, a lot of people want what I would call high walkability. It's being in a location in a place where it's easy to get around and you don't need to get into a car. And obviously, it's going to be closer into town, as this renders here. We've got downtown, also midtown, and then downtown, midtown, and Rice Military. Actually, Rice Military over here. So super important to understand that the walkability is typically where there's a lot of restaurants that are, or bars or nightlife that are super close. And our rail system, if you take a look at it, it is not like New York City and is not like Chicago at all by any means. However, for those of you who just want a little bit of extra help, definitely you can live downtown all the way through Midtown to the Museum District, all the way down to Med Center, and even to Reliance Stadium if you need to, because the rail line goes up and down that way as well. So that's the main artery. And then there's a lot of walkability over on Washington Corridor if you live on Washington Avenue in Rice Military. So definitely check that out. And yeah, just in terms of growth potential, and I think that's the thing that most people want to know about for last, but it's number 4. These places have maintained their value over time. Obviously, there are other places that have done that. We're talking about the East End, the Heights, and Independence Heights. So those are the areas that have maintained or actually appreciated dollar per square foot or price per value or location. Obviously, there are other areas as well that's maintained it really well, but those are the one which have more of a consistent value proposition that you can save money if you can afford in there. And obviously, if all the other things remain the same. Just remember, anytime you're buying a house, really there's 3 things. They say location, 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 but really it's location, price, and condition amenities, right? And the other 2 pieces that we don't ever talk about is timing and priority. Timing is, when does it make sense for me or the seller? Priority is, what is the main priority? Is the main priority getting the number that I want or getting it sold? What is it? And hopefully that can help out make sense of it. So, and that concludes our conversation about not moving into the wrong area, making sure it matches your lifestyle within the Houston area. Now, if you're confused, if you're wanting a different price point, or you want different amenities or things, definitely we can help cover those. Also, check out the other videos because we do address some of those items as far as the cost of living, pros and cons, and how things fit with one another. Until next time, have a good day, sunshine, and we'll see you around the Bayou City.